Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 2 versus 2. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, a 2 versus 2 on Oka River. We shall be watching Decay and the something we'll call him Bob, fighting for the Soviet Union, fighting for the 10th Guards Mechanized Division, going up against Tezting and Qvazar of the Panzer Division Strachwitz, a composite division actually put together from two Panzer brigades, the 101st Panzer Brigade and the Panzer Brigade, or SS Panzer Brigade, of course. We are noting right away we are the infantry company, grenadiers on the way, not quite sure what Tezting will be going for. In the meanwhile, the Soviet player Bob, or young Bob, anyways, is rushing pretty hard for the fuel point. He's likely going to take up position in the houses. That could be, well, very likely, since again, now of course is a bit the problem with the Germans sometimes in the early games. If the Russians rush for the right houses, it can be very difficult for the Germans to deal with them. But of course we'll have to see how that one evolves and how Tezting will react. In the meanwhile, Qvazar going forward to the left hand side, slightly more measured approach, not going for the connecting point immediately. And we are noting here that Decay started out with a special arrival command before even getting anything else, and will be a bit delayed in his own grabbing of territory. And there we go, fuel rush from Bob. Pioneers moving up, Grenadier Squad, and another Grenadier Squad out there for Tezting. Going for the munitions there, so far so good, so quiet. Conscript Squad out there for Decay. Bob adding in another Conscript Squad. And there we go, moving towards the victory point. Stay at the point, Tezting.
Grenadiers.
All quiet for the time being. MG crew coming there. Another squad of Grenadiers on the way. Moving over the fence. Going for the victory point over here, interestingly enough. First engagement of the day, Pioneers getting spotted by the conscripts coming under fire. Area here is a bit unguided. Those of the Pioneers could make it to the house and give time for Grenadiers to arrive. But I'm not entirely sure what Tezting is doing, spreading out his troops all the way over there. He should be focusing right here on this side, initially focusing his forces instead of trying to divide his attention over quite a bit of a map. That is not really very sensibly done right there by Tezting. Grenadiers being engaged here by combat engineers. Pioneers continue to hold up there. Grenadiers will hopefully arrive in time. Another MG42 crew arriving there. Come on, Tezting, get your men over there. Don't fight more than you can manage. Now going MG42 storming the combat engineers as they try to get over the fence. And then they try to get back over the fence again. And get pinned. Grenadiers, Pioneers fighting against the conscripts. Actually managed to get to the door. Scout coming up there for Decay. And immediately set about opening up on the Pioneers. Precision continues to be held there. Going for the cutoff point there. Well done, Bob. Still, the Grenadiers should have been over there helping instead of fighting here. Mortar crew on the way for Tezting. Qvazar's got 3 squads of Grenadiers and an MG42. Scout car pushes onwards. Might want to try and Panzerfaust it. And a sniper out for Decay. Coming in there from the south. Combat engineers moving on. Tezting continue to fighting on very 2 separate fronts. Again, not a good idea. Scout car did go down though. We could see Decay lose a Grenadier conscript squad right there to the Grenadiers. And there we go, wiped out by the bushes. Now go Grenadier squad getting sniped. Taking up already going on for Qvazar. Holds the fuel point here, Mr. Tezting, but that's about it. He needs to support it. And what's the mortar doing all the way over there, Tezting? Get it together. Kindly get it together, man.
Production upgrade accomplished.
Grenadiers continue to advance. Then again, Tezting now fighting on increasingly separate parts of the map, which again is generally not what you want to be doing. Rifle grenade against the shed with the combat engineers in. Mortar rounds falling down. Needs to be careful here, Tezting. Grenadiers getting sniped, and there we go, the last man is on the run. And 4th squad of Grenadiers out for Qvazar. He might want to just build up. Perhaps get a scout car to hunt down the enemy snipers. Grenadiers holding out their Maxims, moving up. MG42 inside the building. If only the mortar was here to support. Another squad of Grenadiers out there. Panzer Division strike rate slaying out heavily with the infantry. And there we go, the conscripts on the run, at least one squad. Finally able to connect their combat engineers went down. Mortar crew might want to get moving. We might see the conscripts here go down. That would definitely be a bit of blow to the Soviets, to Bob. No, looks like his last conscript made it out of there reasonably alive. Things are though a bit disparate, but there we go. And we're seeing in fact the scout car on the way for Qvazar. Maxon suffering, and we're seeing fortified armour up for Qvazar. Let's power to Tezting. No doctrine frame as of yet. Mortar looks to be shifting towards the right hand side, getting a sniper now. He's also teched up, but so far seems to be not taking advantage of it. And just like Decay is actually switching over to support Bob. At least for the time being, it's now field guns being moved as well. Flamethrowers equipped, points being taken. Qvazar digging in. He might want to advance that MG42 a bit further to support the front line. Now the scout car, sniper fire, action all the way. Sniper very close to getting hit there by the mortar. Blizzard has it in, by the way, so I want to be careful that they don't freeze to death. Looks like he's actually abandoning the building and getting sniped. Further taking up. Grenadiers might want to move up to the front. Come on, Tezting. Nice hit there on the MG.
Our industry grows to support us. We are losing a sector.
And there we go. Another Soviet scout car burnt wreckage. As Bob advances up here by support from Decay. Although very light support. More field gun firing. Mortar just bombarding without hitting anything. Qvazar holding up the west flank, though he might want to shift at least something out to support the right hand side, and Tezting, who's clearly struggling. Again, due to the fact he's trying to manage too much, and now he needs to get his mortar out there before it freezes to death. Grenadiers need to get into cover so they don't freeze to death. Come on, Tezting.
Pioneers ready for anything.
How about building some stuff, Tezting, or doing anything
Soldiers are freezing.
instead of just retreating?
To cover immediately.
Satchel charge against the Grenadiers. They need to get out of there. Come on. Oh, too late. Grenadier squad wiped out by the penal troops from Decay. A bastardly blow. Second sniper out. And looks like he's going for the support company as well.
Troops are dying in the cold.
Yes.
Taking up for the third time without actually having built a single structure. Looks like, and a rush for the heavy Panzer Corps. But still, he should be able to at least provide some more pressure. And again, he shouldn't be dividing his troops up that much. And again, stay in warmth. Move past fire pits when you're going to have to move in the blizzard. That way you can actually get them to move farther without dying. Come on, man. Seem to be committing a few mistakes. Large force there. Moving it, finally. While Qvazar is forced to exceed parts of the front line. Units moving about in the cold. Not good. Fuel cache and nothing on this bunker as of yet. We do see a medic bunker up there. And Bob here barely dug in with anything. Looks like he's in fact shifting out to support his teammate, but again he can get away with that because Tezting's not pressuring. Again, Tezting is currently playing too passively, which allows the other opponent to basically support his teammate. which is also why in the 2 versus 2 you want to keep up the pressure. Most of the time you don't want to give the other guy enough time to switch over and beat your teammate, which is currently what's happening now, in fact. Qvazar, though, is hunting him with the scout car, rushing away the snipers. Bob now, in fact, with shock troopers at hand. Come on, Tezting, move up, apply some pressure. Do not disappoint Swaziland. Time to pop over to have a look at Decay. Has a rather small force at the moment. Field gun on the way there. Maxim holding up the forces there. Lots of troops just moving up one file. More to set up. Come on, keep advancing. Take points in the meanwhile. Don't stop up like that. It looks like we do have a machine gun bunker up now. Putting a stop to the shock troops advancing briefly. And there we go, the Maxim is forced to vacate the premises. Come on, Tezting. Schnell. Vorwärts. And more shock troopers are moving up there. Also getting stopped. Another MG42 up there for Qvazar. Field gun moving up. Snipers moving up. And again, 2 players versus 1. And Tezting is basically being held up by a single Maxim, which really doesn't speak highly of things. And he needs now to actually shift something over to support his teammate before it's too late. There we go. Field gun gets the scout car. Come on, Tezting. Push. Don't be so passive. And Bob here mining up. That's good. That's good. That, in fact, is really good.
Structure complete.
But we are seeing here that the Qvazar is being forced back. We're also seeing that he's finally making a slight advantage, although we're seeing 2 sniper teams moving up. Will Tezting be able to somehow react to this? Will he actually have alacrity? And he's actually not using his sniper, so why get the sniper then if he's just going to be standing about in the bushes? Tank on the way there. Looks like Qvazar has managed to secure himself a Panzer Kampfwagen 4. And Decay's field gun continues to advance as well, largely unopposed. Not enough infantry left.
I am needed.
Of course, Tezting could consider laying down some mines or something, doing something a bit more to secure this place. Sniper advances straight into the line of the German sniper, and there we go, 1 down. German sniper, though, apparently quick to cloak. Hold fire. Ooh, that's bad timing, that right in front of the German sniper, unless he can't see you. And looks like Decay lost his nerve. Panzer 4 charges in, but very unsupported, gets a bit too close to the infantry. What are you doing, Qvazar? Careful with corners like that, you can't see what's behind them, which includes infantry with anti-tank grenades. That was very sillily done by Qvazar right there, and might have cost him his Panzer 4 as Bob returns with a vengeance. That was not really well done by Qvazar. Probably should have used that Panzer 4 instead on his own side, instead of trying to support Tezting, who's, well, struggling admittedly, but wasting units is definitely not going to help. And there we go, the Panzer 4 went down very quickly. Looks like he's cutting himself a second mortar now, using that to support Qvazar. Heavy Panzer Corps is finally up. Grenadiers and MG42s doing their best to hold up the Soviet advance. Bob pressures onwards. Sniper here ordered to hold fire. And field gun fire threatening to take out the MG42 crew. Testing's force is largely not doing anything. He's not got enough infantry support or anything. This is not really working out well. Both German players are getting rather passive. And the sniper went down. Tezting didn't even retreat him. Oh, goodness lord. What is the man doing? Get the mortar out of there at least. Well, it looks like the mortar crew might get the squat there. With their MP40, but needs to retreat now as the Strafniki are moving up. Popping over to Bob. And a Sturmpanzer foes arrive for Tezting. Interesting move. Will he be able to get something out of it? Snipers are getting ambushed by Pioneers, or do they? And what's the Grenadier doing up there? Tezting, why are you shifting troops again over to the other part of the map? Not paying attention to them. Good lord. How is he even playing with Qvazar?
Fresh units on the field.
Penal troops almost dead here to the Sturmpanzer 4. Sniper here might run into a bit of a nightmare as to run straight into the Panzer Grenadiers. And a quick volley of Sturmgewehr bullets put a very dramatic end to those. And an Ostwind arriving for Qvazar. Putting into the building there, needs to be careful it doesn't collapse on the Panzer Grenadiers themselves. There we go, sniper dead. Edge ready for arriving. Tanks out coming up there for Bob. Sturmpanzer 4 needs to pull back until he can get some infantry support.
Okay, that's the last one.
Field gun got cleared out.
New units have arrived.
Rifle grenade. Kills only one. Panzer is moving to kill the rest. Victory point secured. Come on, Tezting, move up. Mach schnell. And half-track on the way to support Bob's force. Well done. Fuel cache here could go down. In fact, we've seen 2 fuel caches up here for Decay, which is certainly not a bad move. More armor moving up to support here. And again, they're both shifting from side to side, partly because either player tends to get a bit passive on the German side, in particular though Tezting, and the Soviet players taking quite good advantage of that to coordinate the forces into bigger bunches, then causing overall greater damage.
You need something built?
Because again, the German players can't apply enough pressure,
Counterattack has been assigned to our forces.
which is usually what you call a bit of a problem. And the Pioneers need to get into the heat. Come on, Tezting, get it up.
Warning. Your troops are freezing
And again,
to
pull
death.
back the Sturmpanzer 4. It could get rammed. Or at least get a pack to support things.
Enemy contact! The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
S-35 rolling around here. Looks like Decay's doing what he can to stop up Qvazar's advance.
Blizzard is gone.
Looks like a recon plane. And there go the assault is in. Sturmpanzer 4 not really well handled. And there we go, ramming. Because again, Tezting doesn't seem to have to handle it. And of course, we're seeing a rifle or shock rifle doctrine up for Bob. T-34s are rolling in. Sturmpanzer 4 needs quick repairs. Half track churning up the Grenadiers and Pioneers. Needs to be careful. He's exposing himself to an awful lot of fire all of a sudden. Yet he continues to just march troops into it. What is he doing? Sturmpanzer 4 does not receive repairs, by the way, because the Pioneers continue to just waltz into everything. And looks like things are collapsing for Tezting as Bob applies the hellish pressure. And he lost some Grenadiers quite senselessly. Unit preservation rather does not seem to be the forte of Tezting. And I would definitely say he's the weakest player of the match for, well, several obvious reasons. Again, trying to manage too much too quickly, but without having a clear idea what to do. Poor unit preservation, and so on, so on. Just get them out of there, man. Qvazar rushing out as he's suffering under the violent advances of Decay. Losing men left and right as well. The Panzer Division Strachwitz is running into a few issues. And a mortar was left behind for the Soviets. How nice! Get the mortar out of there. Get that Sturmpanzer repaired. Sniper team here very close to getting spotted by the Ostwind. If that happens, that's going to be good night. Yes, indeed, good night, sniper team. Flak Panzer sorted that one out. While the mortar crew is going to be wasted as well. Once more testing rather display, so he doesn't quite know how when to pull out units. And there we go, mortar crew wasted. Sturmpanzer 4 though, Gefechtsbereit once more. Fires off a nice shot and tears out a huge chunk of the shock troopers with the 50cm gun. 15, not 50, but 15. Quite a violent gun, although rather short range. T-34 moving up. Don't move the Sturmpanzer up like that again. Yet, there we go. Testing continues to repeat mistakes. Come on, pull out of the line of fire of the field guns. We're popping back to Qvazar. It looks like he might be going straight for the elephant tank destroyer. Sturmpanzer 4 wasted. Panther now needs to get out of there. Come on, testing. Or are you testing my patience, oh lord? And the Panther, of course, being retreated too slow, will likely go down. Assault continues up here, but there's nothing really to pursue because he's only got an Austrian Flak Panzer. Still, he's doing something right against Decay, but that's also rather limited. In particular, now that Mr. Tezting is utterly collapsing on the right-hand side. And by utterly collapsing, I do mean utterly and irrevocably collapsing. Panzer gonna need to retreat. Too late though. Another loss there for Qvazar and the Panzer Division Strachwitz, so named after the commander, known as Strachwitz, who is apparently also known as the Panzergraf, the armor count. Was apparently a rather good armor command, but clearly he's not a command here. One of his subordinates, who's clearly not quite as good.
They're trying to hit us from the rear!
Ostwind though, too close, too close. Conscript's going to move up. Going to be rather close. He managed to get that out of there without getting anti-tank grenaded, but looks like he managed it. Conscripts could go down, but no. Well, he's obviously going for the elephant, so I wouldn't suggest him going for that, but still he needs to leave some more infantry out. And now we note that Testing has, well, pretty much very little left, going for the light mechanized company all of a sudden.
Grenadiers reinforced.
285s watching over here with snipers and other fun things. Can Qvazar save the day and situation with an elephant tank destroyer, while Bob here builds up a larger force?
I don't expect that's good for morale.
Taking Panzer fire! AT gun needs orders!
Small duel here with the Su-85, but snipers quickly moving in. And by quickly I do mean quickly.
Winter comes the same time
And Panzer is freezing to death. And there we go, the elephant tank destroyer has arrived from some schwerer Panzerjägerabteilung.
command of an elephant tank destroyer.
might be able to help, might not. Popping over to Tezting and going over to the mid-game analysis. Current situation for the Germans is a bit rubbish. Tezting has collapsed rather severely. Again, he made several mistakes, partly one of those being rather passive at times, which allowed the Soviets to gang up on his teammate. That, combined with some poor unit preservation, really hasn't done them much favours. Qvazar is rather the one that holds the key to pulling this off, whereas Tezting really basically now needs to fall back to just supporting Qvazar and trying to keep his flank clear, keeping some pressure on, trying to tie up forces while Qvazar makes his way through Decay first, then Bob. Of course, he's got the tank destroyer, but the question is, can he use it? It's a rather urban area. There's a lot of things that can basically block the line of fire, so that is something that needs to be taken into account. Of course, the question is, will the elephant really, do work there? But he must, and of course he needs to play aggressively, but at the same time he needs to keep it supported, covered, and ensure it doesn't get rammed, which means actually keeping its flanks covered, perhaps with some Panzer gunners with Panzer Schrecks. That needs to be done. Also, Tezting needs to choose a doctrine, for heaven's sake. He's got nothing at the moment, it would look like. And certainly one possibility would go for the first junction support and call in some sector artillery amongst other things. Well, perhaps festering armor and a Pak 43 could definitely also help him be placed at the right place. Of course, one thing about the Pak 43 is nothing can block that line of fire, so just a small reminder there. But Qvazar needs to pull it off. He needs to wipe this out, and then needs to focus on clearing out Bob here. And Qvazar basically needs to try and keep his units reasonably alive and not waste so much damn manpower and fuel, because again he's currently wasting a lot of resources in less than helpful manners. For the Soviets, they basically need to keep the pressure up. They basically need to keep Tezting crippled and basically try to focus down Qvazar in the meanwhile and wipe him out completely, because if that happens, I mean, there's no coming back. We're also noting additional T-34s there, so well done, and let's return to the fight. All a bit quiet. Pak's now on the way for Tezting. Points being secured. Germans have a lot of victory points, but the question is, will it actually matter if the Soviets get the unit dominance? And that's going to be likely not. In the snow banks, the Soviets slowly prepare. Elephant continues to advance with its high velocity 88mm Pak 43. Reconnaissance run. Tezting is on the move with his infantry force. Elephant slowly rumbles forwards, and there we go. Bob is once more shifting sides. Huh. I wonder what happened there. That seemed like an awfully big explosion. Oh well. Either way, Qvazar's likely going to be in trouble soon. Also, he might want to recruit that field gun, if not just for shooting up tanks, at least using the barrage. Snipers moving up, covering the central road. SU-85 moving up as well. And there we go, first hit. Incendiary barrage going down, forcing away Qvazar's infantry. Tezting needs to keep up the pressure, but again there, he quickly stumbles. Pak cleared out by snipers. And the Elephant pulling back, so already here Qvazar is going very heavily on the defensive. One truck down, or one truck down. And Tezting not really committing much, and thus having it easily locked down, in this case by the Maxim. Getting bombarded by his own mortar. Well, what was previously his own mortar. Another reconnaissance run. And we're noting here now that Decay seems to be holding his units slightly away from the Elephant's range. And shot down. Though I'm not sure why. Oh, might have been over here. Yep, by the looks of it. 3 T-34s, looks like he's pulled back, sensing pressure, and a Panther arrives right there for testing. But can he use it this time around? Can he actually do some serious damage? T-34s moving up, packs are nowhere near to support. In fact, this one's having most of its line of fire blocked by all of this. Why have you been pointed towards that? Come on. Bit of common sense would be nice. There you go, T-34 being pushed back. Packs advancing slowly. Panther rolling up.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
Also been doing what they can here to hold back the Soviet advances. And a quick Soviet aerial move. Bombing run. Oh, misses. Collapses the church though, which I suppose could also have been a target. Barnes going up. Pack veterans you won. Panther might have gone too close now. And we are noting here that Bob is playing safe. He's not just rushing in yet. T-34 could go down, but there's not enough troops now to support Bob because he lost most of his infantry now. And there we go, one pack is down. Testing's losses are growing rather quickly. Still no doctrinal choice, come on. He's got 7 points, make a choice, man. Elephant hammering away, but missing most of the time, tragically enough. But no, just all that munitions. I mean, if he was to choose sector artillery, or even railway artillery, if well placed, could do a lot of damage. But again, Testing just seems to be doing not a lot, except losing units. And a veteran's 3 field gun, bad news. But looks like Decay is not looking so strong, but Qvazar doesn't really have much to push forwards with because he's also lost quite a few troops, partly due again to the fact that Testing ends up not doing much, allowing the 2 others to focus up on Qvazar. His scout car might prove to be advantageous, but there we go, the snipers are pushed away, which means this part of the front line zone. But can Qvazar actually push forwards? Can Qvazar advance? That's what he needs to do now. He needs to push up before the enemy has time to react. In that sense, Qvazar needs something else for his pack to, well, lead the way for his elephant tank destroyer. But popping over to Decay, he's called himself Shock Motor Doctrine.
Comrades, we have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
And noting again that he doesn't have much. Panzer 4 moving up. Qvazar doing what he can, Soviet counterattack going in.
Assault gun ready for action.
Oh, mine went off, damaging the engine. Bad news. And there we go. Field gun got the pack crew. Bombing strike. Only blew up a machine gun by the looks of it. Veterans won actually for the elephant tank destroyer.
Su-85, combat ready.
Still can't seem to hit much though. Testing quickly on the retreat.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet Union. Rifleman ready.
And again, Qvazar's lacking infantry. He's also lost himself, perhaps also occasionally a bit senselessly. He needs to counterattack and clear up the flanks. He needs to push up here.
The sector is at risk.
An advancing Panzer gun is out in the open. Mines have been laid down though to stop any Soviet German pursuers, which is well done. Well done indeed.
Establish our supply lines. IL-2 bomb strike available to rain death.
Sturmovik needs a target.
Infantry, he needs to get out there. Come on, Qvazar, retreat the Panzer Grenadiers.
That was an excellent shot.
Area
dear. Qvazar is losing territory again, rather quickly. Soviets are dominating the map.
Aim fire on this position! Enemy forces are attempting to
Point
capture
secured.
territory.
Ready.
Playing aggressively with snipers. Well done there from Decay. All a bit quiet though again, very passive play, not much doing, not much happening. Too inactive.
Taking fucking fire!
But capturing the conscripts there with the Panzer gun, it is well done, Mr. Qvazar.
Ready for your orders.
And looks like another armoured migration is happening. Bob looks ready to hit Qvazar, who will definitely not be able to deliver the volume to actually stop all of this. And we're seeing an ISU-152 coming out now for Decay. That could really be a problem, combined with everything else. Nice armoured front left here by Tezting. Quiet, bit of problems with fraps, but nothing unusual there, I fear. 4 T-34s, quite a force, and 2 half-tracks with machine. Also noting a considerable problem here for Qvazar. There's absolutely nothing in front of his tank destroyer's screen. Nothing at all. Which is generally not what you call a good thing either. Since that's definitely going to allow things to creep up on it. Flare going up by the looks of it. Oh, snipers tearing through the German infantry. Panzer moving up.
There are reports of your soldiers freezing. Their weapons and clothing belong to the state.
And there we go with the ISU-152 moving up. A later development of the SU-152, which was based, I believe, on the KV chassis. Had slightly less impressive armour and also much lower velocity guns. Still fight the same sort of caliber, but again, less power overall. Shock troops advancing, looks like they're going in for the elephant with the Panzer stolen for Qvazar's troops. And there we go, the T-34s are rolling in, supported by the half-tracks. And Qvazar has absolutely no idea of knowing what's going on. He can't see and he's moving up his elephant constantly. There's nothing covering it. The packs are not pointed in the direction to support. Panzer tanks are there now though. But still, pack needs to turn. Qvazar, pack needs to turn. Half-track rolling up. But too late, Qvazar was too late, too slow. And his elephant has just been turned into a huge scrap heap. That could definitely been done better. Panzer force arriving, but now the assault is in. ISU-152 moving in, SU-85 moving in. Testings doing nothing as usual. And another incendiary barrage. No, might be a bombing barrage or bombing strike. No, both in fact, incendiary strike and a bombing strike. Pack cleared out. Fuel cache down. Gunnery is moving up. Qvazar needs to pull them out now. Another Panzer stolen. T-34 down. Looks like 2 T-34 still made it out alive.
We will prevail.
And Tezting's not doing much, despite there barely being anything here, but apparently that's still enough to hold him up. House collapse though, getting rid of the Maxim. Panzers couldn't. Then again, the 2 veteran T3 field guns, which again were his result, would of course make that difficult. But if he had enough infantry, which he doesn't, so yeah. Not much going to happen there, I fear. Tezting once more, managing to fumble it all.
IL-2 ready
Another Panzer for Qvazar. He's going to need to repair that elephant as quickly as possible. More incendiary strikes. Looks like the mortar crew though was lost. Or at least forced to retreat.
Shock troops have arrived.
Comrade?
And a KV-8 has now arrived for Bob's, tearing through the remainders of the German infantry, and just again how much he has. Tezting really has not been pulling his weight at all.
Field gun standing by.
And of course it's clear that Bob is the better player. I do think that Tezting could probably have done better by just, you know, being remotely considerate about preserving his units. Or being even.
Incendiary artillery is now available.
Will the elephant be able to get the ISU-152? Heavy fire going on. Elephant again, really perhaps not being as handled as well as it could be. Operating once more on its own with no support, no cover. Gets off a nice hit there though, which is always nice and dandy. But looks like Bob is going to make another move. Command Panzer out there for Tezting. Very close to getting that ISU-152 unless Decay pulls it back. Will he be doing it in time? Looks like he will. So small relief there. But these pioneers need to get out of their way from the shock troopers. We're making very short work of them.
Be brave, comrades!
2 mortars now out for Tezting. Going to see if he can't blast his way through, I suppose. But again, not really using cover very well, not really making very smart attacks, and well, again, losing a lot of units senselessly. Thus ultimately draining him in the longer run. Looks like the assault is going in. Needs to be careful though. And he certainly needs to keep the half-track rolling in. Getting blasted a bit, fighting over here as well. Half-track with Panzer. Looks like Qvazar was up to something, but I'm not entirely sure what he is. And he's now getting blasted to bits here by the Su-85s and the T-34s. And is in fact forced to retreat his entire infantry force. Panzer advance up there. We are seeing Bob's forces are getting absolutely blasted into the dirt, but will it be enough? And what will happen once the veterancy free field guns open up? Already there, one Panther is taking severe damage. There we go. Down to less than a bit of health. Come on, Tezting, get out of there. Popping back to Qvazar. Popping another reconnaissance run, but he's barely got any units left as well. This is just an utter collapse of the German forces.
Heavy Panzer, ready for orders.
Elephant being slowly rolled forwards.
I'm in the crosshairs! Enemy Panzer has engaged us! Panzerjäger ready for action! New Grenadier squad is ready.
Trying to hit something there, but not quite succeeding by the looks of it. And now coming on intense fire from Su-85s and the ISU-152. Nice hit on the shit there, but that's about it. And once more, Tezting proves to be pretty much combat ineffective. Veterans do that for the elephant, which is something, I suppose. Not really much as point continues to drain down. It looks like that bun grenade did more damage to the Panzer grenadiers themselves than the enemy, which suffered not a single loss. which is generally not how it's supposed to go. Another half-track on the way there. Close to getting an H-85, but not quite succeeding. Forces being shifted back to the right side.
We are in a dangerous situation.
IS-2 arriving for Bob. But again, the situation is looking pretty grim for the Panzer Division Strachwitz.
You need an elephant? Schwerer Panzerjäger ready.
Speeding it up a bit.
We have a fresh half-track at our disposal. Stiffen our resolve. We are down to 75 points. Enemy forces are secure.
As nothing is happening, pretty much.
Structure under attack situation is becoming critical. We have only 50 points remaining. Is passing.
And now it looks like Tezting is throwing everything in to support Qvazar, but by now it's too late. Half-track being rushed in. That's a bit dangerous. Already they're taking some... Panzer is doing what they can, but they are taking a lot of risks in the process. Snipers and whatnot banned, plus of course the RG-152.
We've been spotted! Conditions clear. The blizzard is gone. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Tezting making the last advance. And looks like he's gone festering support, but there's no been packed 43s. And no use of smoke. And now looks like Qvazar's getting himself his command tank as well. But again,
25 points remaining.
too little too late, I fear. Nice bombing strike there on the elephant.
I fear we are losing. We have 10 points remaining.
There we go, Panther down. Another Panther down, that is. And there we go, game over. A loss to the right to the Panzer Division Strachwitz in the face of the 10th Guards Mechanized. A brutal blow, and well, the obvious, of course, thing to look at, of course, is Tezting's play, which was pretty much rubbish for a larger part. Either he played too defensively or he played too spread out. There was no real coherence in his strategy. He didn't, it really didn't seem to have a clear idea of what he was supposed to do half the time, which really didn't help him out, nor Qvazar, of course. That, of course, combined with some poor unit preservation, some tactics which bordered on pretty much frontal assaults without much in terms of flanking. I mean, overall, so many mistakes, plus, of course, the so very late doctrine choice. I mean, he rather failed to get everything into the match overall, and that rather hurt their play, plus, of course, passiveness, which allowed the Soviet players to constantly focus down and gang up on... In that regard, Tezting really didn't prove himself to be a very good team mate in a team game. Qvazar, of course, made some of his own mistakes. I mean, considering the sort of fighting he was in, he didn't really get... I mean, he didn't get any mortars, no flamethrowers, or flamethrower half-tracks, no mortar half-tracks he could have gotten though. And, so many other fun things. The elephant really didn't turn out to be a huge success either. Again, not really sort to the suit of combat he had, and of course he didn't provide, enough line of sight for it, so he couldn't ultimately get much out of it. So in that sense, rather a series of nasty problems there for Qvazar, and again, perhaps not choosing the right strategy for the right territory. Soviet players did alright, kept on the pressure, used the right things, did a lot of damage, kept most of the units alive largely. And, well, I mean, knew when to gang up on the other guys. Again, Bob probably had it easy due to the fact he was facing Tezting, could he thus easily build up a larger force to hammer Qvazar with. So, of course, in that sense, rather all comes back to Tezting and the fact that he is not really strong in team play, and I'd strongly suggest that he actually works in some 1-versus-1 games to actually get an idea of how to play strongly and coherently before he even begins trying to play with others. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own, provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.